Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our webinar on Help Job Seekers Gain Money Smart Skills with Financial Education Tools, presented by the Lead Center. Next slide. My name is Michael Rash, and I am the Lead Center Subject Matter Expert and Director of the Center for Disability Inclusive Community Development at the National Disability Institute. I am a white male wearing a blue shirt with blue rimmed glasses with brown hair with a little bit of gray in it. And I have a background of my screen that says National Disability Institute and is a blue-black background. Next slide. Before we get started, I would like to go through some housekeeping tips. First of all, captioning. If you wish to personalize the captioning, click the live transcript button on the Zoom panel to find the hide captions option or adjust caption size under the subtitle settings option. Alternatively, you may open a captioning web page in a new browser. Click the link posted in the chat box, access captioning, and you can adjust the background color, text color, and font using the drop-down menus at the top of the browser. Position the window to sit on top of the embedded captioning. Next slide, please. Housekeeping tips number 2, questions. Content questions. If you have any questions, please click on the Q&A button and type in your question. Staff will be answering those questions throughout, and then we also will have a Q&A time at the end of the webinar. If you have tech support questions, type those questions in the chat box, and one of our colleagues will be sure to address any tech questions that you might have. Next slide, please. Now I'd like to turn it over to Rose Warner, who's the Senior Policy Advisor of the Workforce Systems Policy Team at the Office of Disability Employment Policy, ODEP, at the U.S. Department of Labor, to say a few opening remarks. Rose, thank you for joining us today, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks so much, Michael. Hello, everyone. Greetings from Denver. Rose Warner here, and I serve as the Federal Project Officer for the LEAD Center, which is a Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Policy Development Center. The LEAD Center focuses on 3 specific areas. First, we hope to advance economic self-sufficiency for people with disabilities. We hope to create career pathways to competitive integrated employment, and we hope to increase data reporting on disability. Today, we're focusing on advancing economic self-sufficiency. As a self-description, I am a white, legally blind woman with brown shoulder-length hair. I wear purple glasses. And my background is actually of the mountains in Denver on a fall day. And since we're talking about money today, I chose to wear a green shirt. On behalf of the Department of Labor, welcome to our webinar, Help Job Seekers Gain Money Smart Skills with Financial Education Tools. I'm so happy to be presenting to you during the month of October, as October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month, or NDEAM. During this month, we celebrate the contributions of America's workers with disabilities, past and present, and showcase supportive, inclusive employment policies and practices that benefit employers and employees. This year's NDEAM theme is Advancing Access and Equity. I encourage you to check out ODEP's NDEAM website for NDEAM materials, including a blog, a video, a poster, and suggested ways to recognize this festive month. In addition to NDEAM, This year, we are also celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. The Rehab Act was the first federal law to address civil rights for people with disabilities. To recognize this milestone, we published interviews with various leaders about how the law helped to advance access and equity for disabled people. We also developed a video explaining how the law affects millions of people across the nation every day. Finally, we have a blog series. You can check it all out on ODEP's website, and I believe there is a link in the chat. Before I hand this back to Michael, I do want to highlight a resource that ODEP and the Lead Center collaborated on. This is the Secure Your Financial Future, a financial toolkit for people with disabilities. We first developed this tool a few years ago, but we keep it updated with the most relevant resources. I love this tool so much because it is helpful to literally anyone, regardless of where they are in their work life cycle, from preparing for employment, to starting a job, to maintaining a job, to getting promoted, and even retiring. There is truly something for everyone in the financial toolkit. In addition, the resources are divided by learning style. So if you like learning from videos or from a website or a tool, it's all there for you. I encourage you to check it out after the webinar. Lead, thank you so much for allowing me to speak for a few minutes, and thank you for all that you have done to prepare for and facilitate this webinar. And to all of you, thank you for being here today. Michael, I'll pass it back to you.
Great. Thank you, Rose, and thank you so much for being with us today. So I want to share with you the learning objectives for today before we get into our main speaker. So following this webinar, participants will be able to identify a variety of financial education tools provided through the Money Smart curriculum. Also, you will also be able to implement Money Smart within your workforce development programs, as well as you'll be able to discuss success stories on how workforce development programs have incorporated Money Smart and other financial education curricula within their organizations. Next slide. So I'm just going to provide a little bit of context and a foundation here. I'm very grateful that they invited me to be able to say a few words on financial education. It's one of my favorite topics. I believe that it sets the stage for us really to look at equity and to fully be inclusive within society. And so financial education provides the knowledge and skills that an individual needs to effectively manage one's money. Why this is important to those of you working within workforce development programs is within WIOA, the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, financial literacy education is one of the 14 program elements for the WIOA youth program. Financial literacy education refers to activities that provide youth with the knowledge and skills that they need to achieve long-term financial stability. Financial literacy education encompasses information and activities on a range of topics such as creating budgets, setting up checking and savings accounts, managing spending, credit and debt, understanding credit reports and credit scores, and protecting against identity theft. Next slide. Plenty of research out there, and through our work as well, we've learned the various benefits of financial education. We know that financial education is an important strategy for an individual to build financial stability. It provides the knowledge and skills individuals need to manage their money and enhance their economic status. Within workforce development programs, financial education enhances employment outcomes and leads to greater educational attainment. We also know that individuals stay at their jobs longer when they have these additional skills to effectively manage their money. As workforce development professionals, it's helpful when we create a paradigm shift in realizing that employment is one goal, but it's not the only goal. The ultimate goal that we are working for job seekers is financial stability, which leads us to our main presenter today. Next slide. So one of the things that to help us look at those various basics pieces regarding financial education is what are those financial education resources that are available. So we're very fortunate that today we have Kenneth Worthy, who is a Senior Community Affairs Specialist within the Consumer Financial Education of the Division of Depositor and Consumer Protection at Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So Ken's going to come and share information with you on MoneySmart. I think you're in for a real treat if you haven't accessed the MoneySmart curriculum. As I shared previously on another call, I started using MoneySmart and was trained by FDIC nearly 19 years ago. So I'm a big fan of MoneySmart, and I'm excited, Ken, that you are here with us today to share with others great information on this great program. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Ken.
Thank you so much, Michael, and greetings, everyone. As Michael mentioned, I'm Ken Worthy, Senior Community Affairs Specialist with the FDIC. I'm a male in his mid-30s wearing a dark gray suit and blue-gray tie with black glasses and short hair. I'm presenting in front of the FDIC's dark blue brand color with the FDIC logo. It's a pleasure to be with all of you on this broadcast, and I'd like to thank the Lead Center for this opportunity and the National Disability Institute, a longtime supporter and collaborator of FDIC MoneySmart. Next slide, please. I just want to take a quick moment to remind everybody that the FDIC is an independent agency created by Congress to maintain stability and confidence in the nation's financial system. We insure your deposits at FDIC-insured financial institutions. We also have some other responsibilities. We supervise certain banks to make sure they are operating in a safe and sound manner and that they are following consumer financial protection laws. And in the rare event that a bank goes out of business, we make sure depositors get their insured deposits back. As we move to the next slide, I'd like to emphasize our commitment to economic inclusion. We are responsible for promoting public confidence in the nation's banking system. One of the ways we do that is to promoting economic inclusion, because we know that when the broadest possible spectrum of the population feel that they can work with a bank to have their financial needs met and get appropriate products and services, that's one of the best ways for people to feel that the financial system works for them. Financial education is at the foundation of our economic inclusion work, helping to improve financial knowledge, skills, and capabilities so a person can develop a basic checking account or savings account relationship, which can lead to access to credit and eventually reach their financial dreams of owning a home or starting a small business. Next slide, please. So before we get started, let's go to the polling. Next slide, please. Here's our poll. So to get an idea of how many of you have heard or worked with MoneySmart, this is a quick poll that asks, what is your level of expertise using the MoneySmart curriculum and resources? Are you a rookie? Are you skilled? Or are you seasoned? The results are coming in. We'll wait a couple more seconds. Lots of rookies with us. Also some skilled folks. That's so happy that you've joined us on this broadcast. All right, we'll close the poll now. Looks like the majority of our participants are rookies, with some sprinkle of skilled and a few veterans in there as well. We'll go to the next slide. So the FDIC MoneySmart program was launched in 2001. And it's designed to serve consumers and communities throughout the nation by providing high-quality financial education resources, including curricula and self-paced learning tools. We host virtual train-the-trainer sessions where individuals and organizations can learn how to deliver MoneySmart. We connect organizations interested in providing financial education, and we highlight promising approaches to ways on using Money Smart, as well as our other consumer resources, which I'll talk about. Next slide, please. Our products include those that can be used to teach others. So we have Money Smart for young people, which is pre-K to grade 12. We have Money Smart for young adults, which is ages 16 to 24. We have Money Smart for adults for ages over 21. Money Smart for older adults. Money Smart for small business. We have a guide to organizing reality fairs, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. The products that I've just mentioned have everything the instructor needs to deliver financial education without having necessarily any training. And then we also have self-paced products that I'll discuss about more in a bit, called How Many Smart Are You?, which is a suite of 14 learning games on a variety of basic financial education topics. We also have podcasts people can listen to when on the go. We have implementation tools, which include Money Smart News. We have a Money Smart Alliance. I had mentioned our Money Smart Train the Trainer program. We have other consumer education resources, which I'll discuss at the end of this broadcast. Next slide, please. Money Smart is available at no charge. The information is high quality. It is unbiased, ready to go out of the box. It's for all age groups. It's tested with actual users, including those with disabilities, and it can be customized to meet the needs of your audience. You can see on this slide, there's a picture of a teacher at the front of a classroom with students raising their hand on one side, and on the other side, there's an adult playing the How Money Smart Are You game on their mobile device. These two images symbolize the two primary ways that their products can be delivered, through an instructor or accessed by a consumer directly. Next slide, please. So I'm going to spend most of my time talking about Money Smart for Adults, which has 14 modules covering everyday financial topics and includes materials for people with disabilities. The 14 modules include your money, values, and influences. You can bank on it, your income and expenses, your spending and savings plan, your savings, credit reports and scores, borrowing basics, managing debt, using credit cards, building your financial future, protecting your identity and other assets, making housing decisions, buying a home, and disasters, which includes financial preparation and recovery. Our visual here is from our instructor guide, showing pictures of dollar signs, credit cards, people discussing their finances, the sale of a home, and a key lock symbolizing how our curriculum goes into how to protect your money as well as managing it. Next slide. In Money Smart for Adults, there are 3 components which we have visuals for here. The first is the cover of the instructor guide, which includes detailed instructions for the trainer, including scripts. The next image is of the participant guide, which is like a workbook. It includes PDFs that are fillable so participants can go through activities within the guide. The math is all done for them, such as if they get to work on a budget. The final visual is the cover of the PowerPoint slides from Module 1. Modules usually take anywhere from 1 hour to just under 3 hours to deliver. However, as I mentioned earlier, all this can be customized. Next slide, please. The instructor guide and participant guide are made to work together. So in the instructor guide, which is the visual on this slide on the left side, it may say, what are values? As part of the discussion on financial decision-making. And it will inform the instructor to tell participants to turn to the corresponding page in the participant guide, which is the second visual on the slide. And on that page, it's exactly the same topic. And you can see the arrow here is pointing to the value section of the participant guide from the corresponding section on the instructor guide. Every one of our Money Smart for Adults modules has a video that you can watch. If you are going to present it, the videos give you more detailed information about each module, including tips and tricks. Next slide, please. The modules also include a pre and post training survey to track whether participants have learned something as part of your virtual instruction or in-person instruction. The first visual on this slide is an image of the pre-training survey, and the second image is of the post-training survey. Next slide, please. Now I'd like to get a little deeper into how some of our resources are developed to support persons with disabilities. Our guide to presenting, which there is an image of the front cover on this slide, includes information to help instructors support participants with disabilities. This is especially helpful if you are new to training. The resource was developed with support from the National Disability Institute. The guide includes an introduction, the structure of Money Smart for Adults, which I've discussed, preparing for training, delivering the training, and then there is a supporting participants with disabilities section, which covers the Americans with Disability Act, the importance of understanding disability diversity, reasonable accommodations such as what language to include on event registration forms, and respect and disability sensitivity information. Again, there is a detailed video that walks you through the guide to presenting, including the sections that I just mentioned. Next slide, please. There is also an instructor supplement that you can use with your materials that features 4 individuals who happen to have disabilities. That's not the important part, that they have a disability. The important part is that they are making a financial decision, and it walks people through the financial decision that they are making. There's also a video for this supplement. It's not pictured on this slide, but I want to quickly mention the 4 scenarios for financial inclusion that are included. And it comes in accessible PDF files that can be used by screen reader software. One scenario features Ming, who has Down syndrome. She wants to live more independently, has a part-time job and receives Social Security, and she's trying to decide how to handle the money she gets from her job, the steps she should take to open a bank account, and how to properly manage a checking account and debit card to avoid unnecessary fees like overdraft fees. Another example is Portia, who is blind and receives Social Security. She wants to move out of her mom's home into her own apartment. She wants to start saving money, and she learns about ABLE accounts. ABLE stands for Achieving a Better Life Experience. And it walks participants through some questions to help the participants figure out how Portia should move forward with her finances. There's other examples such as Terrence, who wants to build modifications to his home because of a recent diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, and Juan, who is a disabled veteran. So these scenarios will provide you with additional ideas to make Money Smart training relevant and inclusive for all participants. We designed each scenario in the supplement to be used with a specific Money Smart for Adults module. However, you may find that they fit with other modules, or you may decide to use them as standalone exercises. On this slide is a visual of the front page of the disability-related topics guide that we included with our Money Smart for Adults curriculum, and our self-paced product, which I'll talk about in a moment. How Money Smart are you? The disability-related topics within Money Smart for Adults covers ABLE accounts, accessibility of banking products and services. What considerations should you think about when looking for a home? Maybe modifications are needed, like we talked about the scenarios supplement. How do you manage someone else's money, as well as reasonable modifications and accommodations? I encourage you to look through these resources to help answer specific questions you might have. You may access them by going to FDIC.gov and use the search bar to search for disability-related topics. I'll talk more later about where you can find our other resources. Next slide, please. Now I'd like to talk about how Money Smart are you? The logo appears on the screen here. How Money Smart are you can help individuals learn about everyday financial topics from a trusted source, the FDIC. The product includes 14 self-paced learning games and related resources that are available in English and Spanish. They are based off of Money Smart for Adults, which I just covered. The games are optimized to be used on mobile devices. It is able to be used with screen readers because the product is 508 compliant with closed captioning. The 14 games have animated visuals, and on this slide, there are 2 illustrated characters, Kiana in a red dress with the black belt and glasses, and Isaiah with the brown shirt and black hair. These characters, along with many other illustrations and interactive animations, walk players through an immersive learning environment that we tested, including with people with disabilities. Players can earn certificates of completion and virtual coins as part of these games. And if you're an organization, you can sign up for an organization account. We have workforce centers across the country that use this product. They have an organization account and they are able to link their players to their organization so that they can track what certificates are earned and what modules are completed by their clients, their students, or their customers. There are many other supporting resources that include key takeaways, tools, frequently asked questions, helpful links, and a financial glossary. So it's not just the games, there's much more. The games are available at playmoneysmart.fdic.gov. Next slide, please. On the screen are screenshots of the English and Spanish home screen of the product. Next slide, please. There are 14 topics that are based off of Money Smart for Adults, like I mentioned earlier. They include asset building, banking, borrowing money, budgeting, credit cards, credit reports and scores, debt, disasters, home buying, housing, including renting, income and expenses, money values, protecting identity and assets, saving money. Next slide, please. There are 14 games, like I mentioned, and each game has rounds within them. The games generally take between 40 minutes to 80 minutes to complete. The visual here is of the Your Savings game with its 5 rounds and the corresponding estimated completion time. Each round delves into a certain specific topic, such as this specific game talks about savings, where to build your savings, the benefits of a federally insured savings account, unexpected expenses, and saving for your goals. Those are the rounds included within this specific game. Each round has a variety of fun and interactive learning opportunities via mini games. Yes, a games within a game. Also, users answer questions and play activities to earn virtual coins. If they get the questions right for each round, they also get a certificate of completion for the game. And when they complete all 14 games, they get a master certificate. Next slide, please. I'm going to skip over some of these slides. They will be sent out to you, but in the interest of time, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. So players can decide if they want an account. So you don't need an account to play. They can decide whether they want to create an account or not. But players who want to earn certificates of completion have their progress saved or finish games later. And if they want to link to an organization, they will need to create an account. Next slide, please. So, like I mentioned, organizations can have accounts as well. It can help you teach people personal finance topics that we discussed. They can link to your organization. You can view the certificates that they've completed. And there's a link on the screen, playmoneysmart.fdic.gov/organization-apply, where organizations can sign up for an account. Next slide. There are self-reporting tools available for organizations that have linked players. So like I mentioned, you can see what players are linked to your organization. You can download a roster of linked players. You'll see the total certificates earned by your players, what game was last played, the new players by month. You'll also can see each linked player's games that are in progress and the games that they've won. So this helps with tracking the progress of your users and helping enforce learning topics and information that is important for your audience. We improve the site frequently. You can read about our new features as an organization. There's a link on your organization account page that says read updates from the FDIC. So you get regular updates from us as well. Next slide. So in the few minutes that I have left, I want to quickly go over the other Money Smart products available to you. Keep in mind that depending on your audience, you can customize any of these resources. So if Money Smart for Adults is a little too advanced or technical for your audience, you can use this product, Money Smart for Young Adults, and rename it to whatever you'd like to rename it to. You can customize Money Smart for Young Adults and Money Smart for Adults. So you can pick and choose which modules and curriculums you want to use and make your own. The images here are of a young man doing his finances on his mobile phone and a young man in a wheelchair listening to instructional materials with his headphones. Money Smart for Adults was developed for adolescents and young adults 16 to 24 with low to moderate incomes, with limited or no relationships with banks or credit unions, who are establishing their financial lives, employment, and credit histories, who want to improve their financial situations. It consists of 12 modules that cover basic financial topics. And again, just like our Money Smart for Adults product, each module includes an instructor guide, participant guide, and slides. Money Smart for Young Adults also includes a guide to presenting, which includes best practices for supporting people with disabilities. This curriculum also includes an instructor supplement called Real Life Money Situations for Young Adults, which provides 5 scenarios featuring young adults thinking about financial decisions. Within this supplement is a scenario of May, who is visually impaired. She received a new job in a very accessible city, but needs to walk through what makes sense for an affordable living situation. Next slide, please. We have our guide to organizing reality fairs, which is a reality fair is a simulation of an adult's financial life that provides youth with an interactive experience for making real-world financial decisions and managing money. So participants get an idea of what it's like to have an account at a bank or credit union, decide how to use their money, when to obtain a loan, manage their debt, and more. There's screenshots on this slide of the guide to organizing reality fairs. Organizing reality fairs it usually takes 3 hours. The guide includes planning tools, checklists, timelines, how to set up the room for the reality fair. It includes the day of materials, including participant profiles. So you're given a career path, a chef, a photographer, all sorts of firemen, policemen, all these different participant profiles. It also includes post-fair materials and evaluation surveys. It can be used standalone, or it can be used as part of your other financial education curricula like Money Smart for Adults and Money Smart for Young Adults. Next slide, please. We have Money Smart for Small Business, which provides an introduction to topics related to starting and managing a business. It was developed jointly by the FDIC and the Small Business Administration. There are 13 modules, which include banking services, record keeping, credit reporting, risk management, financial management, selling a business and succession planning, insurance, tax planning, organizational types, time management. Is small business ownership a good fit for you? Planning for a healthy business, managing cash flow. Of course, this curriculum also includes the participant guide, instructor guide, and supporting slides. So again, all out of the box, ready to go. On this slide is an image of a door of a small business with a "Come in, we are open" sign. Next slide, please. The Money Smart for Adults curriculum was developed with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It raises awareness among older adults and caregivers on how to prevent fraud, scams, and elder financial exploitation. The module and topics consist of 3 parts: an instructor guide, resource guide, and PowerPoint slides. So it's a little different from our other Money Smart products. The materials are free of charge. It's instructor-led. There's a resource guide available in bulk, so you can actually order the materials from the CFPB in bulk, and they're available in English and in Spanish. And it explores common types of financial exploitation, like scams that target homeowners, scams targeting veterans, planning for unexpected life events, and how to be financially prepared for disasters. The image on this screen is a group of older adults learning from an instructor, as well as the front PowerPoint of the Money Smart for Older Adults product. Next slide, please. So as I wrap up, some key points to remember. The Money Smart financial education program is free and does not have any copyright restrictions. They're standalone products, but can be used together and can be customized. It's a complete package ready to go out of the box. It's objective information from the FDIC. Most of our resources are available in English and Spanish. We also have a number of videos that supplement our instructor guides, and we have trained the trainers that we conduct on a regular basis, which I'll get to in just a moment. All of our resources are accessible at fdic.gov/MoneySmart. Next slide, please. And here is a screenshot of the fdic.gov website, the Money Smart homepage, which I mentioned the URL is fdic.gov/MoneySmart. Here you can order or download our products, learn ideas to use Money Smart, join our Money Smart Alliance, which I'll talk about in just a moment, and access our videos. Next slide. The Money Smart Alliance is made up of organizations who agree to use or promote the Money Smart curriculum by teaching Money Smart or training others to teach it. We would like you to use it and teach it, so you can become an Alliance member. Alliance members also provide us with feedback and support the development of our Money Smart products. The benefits include joining the Money Smart Alliance is free. You'll have a designated FDIC point of contact. You'll have an option to be listed on our online member directory. You get to learn from peers from across the country through our national webinars designed just for our Alliance members. And you get priority consideration for publication in Money Smart News. So you'll find that we periodically feature best practices to using Money Smart in our Money Smart News publication. You can apply online to become an Alliance member at fdic.gov/MoneySmart. Next slide. Our Money Smart Train the Trainer program is how FDIC provides training and support to instructors or potential instructors, who in turn deliver training to people based on organizational goals and participant needs. Of course, the participants benefit by being able to build financial skills and confidence through knowledge and practice. And our next Train the Trainer is scheduled for November 8th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll focus on our Money Smart for Adults product, specifically how adults can protect themselves from identity theft. So we'll be featuring resources and modules related to identity theft. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, our Money Smart News publication is a monthly publication for financial educators, practitioners such as yourself. We have success stories that feature and highlight ways that Money Smart is used by workforce development programs, by schools, by nonprofits across the country, also banks. We provide practical guidance as well as ideas on how to use Money Smart. Next slide, please. We have great, timely, and relevant financial education topics for the public distributed monthly through our consumer news publication. The publication is designed to be accessed directly by consumers and is available on our website at fdic.gov. There's a picture here of the FDIC deposit insurance sign sitting on a desk above the consumer news logo. Our March edition of Consumer News features information about how banks provide various accommodations and services for consumers with disabilities, including digital banking apps, special accounts, and accessibility services, among other things. So please check out our March edition at FDIC.gov. We also have a national campaign called Get Banked, which educates the public about how to access and find the many FDIC-insured banks that offer a safe and secure place for their deposits, such as accounts with low or no monthly maintenance fees when you have direct deposit or maintain a minimum balance. More information is available at fdic.gov/getbanked. And there's a visual here of a smiling happy woman with an orange shirt with the Get Banked logo above her and the FDIC logo. Next slide, please. I'm going to wrap up now to talking about our Alliance for Economic Inclusion. We have, or AEIs, which are across the country. They are coalitions of local financial institutions and consumer, faith-based community and government organizations. They seek to promote economic inclusion by providing a connection to the mainstream financial system that supports economic opportunity, particularly for low and moderate income households and communities and small businesses. There are, as I mentioned, coalitions across the country, including Alabama, Austin, Boston, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Louisiana, Southeast Michigan, Milwaukee, Mississippi, and West Virginia. Next slide, please. I'd like to mention our advisory committee on economic inclusion, of which the National Disability Institute is a member of our advisory committee on economic inclusion. The committee provides the FDIC with advice and recommendations on important initiatives focused on expanding access to banking services by underserved populations. This may include reviewing basic retail financial services such as cash checking, money orders, remittances, short-term loans, savings accounts, things of that nature. And the next meeting will be live streamed on FDIC.gov on November 2nd. Next slide, please. It was a pleasure to present to you on this broadcast. We're here to support your programming if you have questions about FDIC Money Smart. We also have a community affairs program that holds regional events throughout the country, just like this one, with local collaborators. You can get information on those regional events on our website at fdic.gov and search for events. However, if you have questions specifically about Money Smart, for comments and questions, you can email communityaffairs@fdic.gov, or you can go to our website, fdic.gov/moneysmart. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I look forward to answering your questions later in this program. Michael, back over to you.
Great. Thank you, Ken. Thank you for sharing this wonderful information and all of these various tools. We do have several questions that have come in, and so I want to remind folks to go in and put your additional questions in the Q&A box. And we have some good ones. So I'm going to share those questions in just a moment, but I just want to share a couple additional items. So first of all, we want to share with you a couple examples of American Job Centers that are implementing financial education. So in some areas, they're implementing, like the first example, online financial education at CareerSource or WorkSource in Broward County, Florida. The Workforce Center provides the Money Smart curriculum on the American Job Center's computers and counted it as an allowable transition or allowable welfare transition program work registration component. And also because of the concerns of the online interface that does not require people to engage with the information, the American Job Center is planning at the time of this, but they are also offering in-person Money Smart workshops and also utilizing various financial institutions to provide the financial education. Another example is in Alaska, where several AJCs in Alaska offer weekly financial education classes to increase understanding and interest, and internal training was first offered to staff members so that they would be better able to promote workshops and classes, as well as connect the training with employment objectives. In addition, the FDIC Money Smart curriculum has been added as an online resource available to job seekers on resource room computers. I think one of the interesting pieces, and from my early days, had implemented Money Smart within the American Job Center when I worked in the AJCs. And one of the pieces that we had learned from our work was that there were a variety of offerings by Money Smart. The other thing that it was free and that it could be adapted to meet the audience that we were serving. So I think that's really an important piece. And then what we learn also from these examples. So next slide, please. So we want to share some action steps before we go into our Q&A. We hope that you will join the Money Smart Alliance. As Ken had mentioned, we are members, our various partners are also members, because then you're going to get regular updates on Money Smart. And so that's really an important piece to keep in mind. Also, we hope that an action for you will be to identify a variety of financial education tools provided through the Money Smart curriculum that you will use and to share with job seekers. Also, we hope that an action step will be that you implement Money Smart within your workforce development programs. Another action that we have is we would like for you to provide feedback. NADUP is seeking input from workforce professionals across all titles related to financial capability program and education. We'll put this link in the chat box, but we hope that you will take a few minutes to respond to their feedback form. The information collected will be used to develop responsive approaches to support job seekers in achieving economic self-sufficiency. The link is available at https://ndI-inc.formstack.com/lead center_website_additions_copy. And my colleague, one of my colleagues, will put that in the chat box as well, so you will have that. Next slide. Great. Okay, so my favorite part, Q&A. So if we could spotlight Ken again, because we have several questions that have come in. And let's try to get through as many as we can. So will I receive a copy of the PowerPoint? Yes. You will receive a copy of the PowerPoint and will be available on the Lead Center website. So you will receive a copy of that. Hope, if you could pull up Ken, and we could go into Q&A. All right. Ken, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
There
you.
you are. Great. All right, so we have several questions. So let's get started here. First of all, the questions come in, where are the Train the Trainer sessions available? Virtually or in person?
That's a wonderful question. Pre-pandemic, we did deliver in-person Train the Trainer workshops, but as you can imagine, we evolved that model to be completely virtual. So our Train the Trainer sessions are usually held quarterly on the different Money Smart products, depending on our schedule of what makes sense to provide. So we do mix it up. We'll do Money Smart for adults one quarter, we'll do Money Smart for young adults another quarter. All of that information is available at fdic.gov/Money Smart. There's a training and events link that you can access, and that has a listing of all of our upcoming Train the Trainer programs.
Great. Along the lines of the Train the Trainer, another question that came in about the Train the Trainers is that Do the trainer, do you pick the specific version you want to go to, or you get trained in one and then you're good to be able to do it in the small business or older adults? Or do you have to go through each specific trainer session?
That's correct, the latter. So you will need to go to the trainer that corresponds with the product. For example, we'll have a Money Smart for adults, Train the Trainer, in November. That Train the Trainer will be specific to how to deliver the Money Smart for Adults product. And we'll do a deep dive into the identity theft, resources. However, we'll also sometime, the date has not been set yet, but later on this year, before the end of the year, we will hold a Money Smart for Small Business Train the Trainer. And so if you want to become trained in how to deliver that product, you'll attend that training and get the in-depth information on how to deliver that product. So it is by product.
Okay, and then when we sign up for the Money Smart Alliance, we will get the regular updates when every Train the Trainer takes place. Is that correct?
Exactly. That is correct.
Okay. So the call to action, remember, sign up for the Money Smart Alliance so that you can find out when all of those trainers are. Okay, great. This other question that came in is about the modules. Do you have to do the modules in order?
That's a great question. No, you don't have to do the modules in order. The way we've structured the modules is in a way that enhances learning and is just makes sense chronologically. However, you can certainly customize it the way you feel best. You don't even have to use all the modules. You can just pick a handful of the modules to use it as part of your program. In fact, a lot of programs have started off by just using a handful of the modules and then expanding as their programs got more technical and more included more topical issues. So you don't have to use them in the order that they're presented. In fact, as part of some of the Train the Trainers, we give you suggestions on how to mix things up a little bit to tailor it to your audience.
Great. So that was the next question, and you've already answered. You have to do all the modules, is it? And so thank you for answering that. Another question came in that I could not answer. I'm not sure. But are the pre and post training evaluations or tests, are they available online or only available in paper form?
So that's a great question. Right now, they are paper-based or PDF-based, so they are available online. You can download the PDF, which is accessible, however, it's not like an online form yet. That's a great suggestion, and we'll definitely be looking into that for future iterations.
Okay, great. So the next questions are regarding the how money smart are you? And so that was great that things came in on that. So we put in the chat and answer the question about the link and how organizations can sign up. So that question came in. But for organizations that sign up, can you select which modules you want participants to complete, or they automatically will have all of the lessons there? Or can I modify it for them?
Sure, that's a great question. So right now, the way How Money Smart Are You is structured is you cannot select the specific modules you want the player to see and to complete. They're going to see the full range of the 14 modules. However, we do have practitioners, universities, organizations across the country that give instructional information out before including how the player should sign up, how the player should link to the organization. And we have some draft language on the Help Center on How Money Smart Are You to help you communicate with your players. So as part of that communication, you can say, you can complete as many modules as you want. However, I'm requiring you to complete modules 1, 7, and 14. And then you'll be able to see by player the players who have completed the ones that you want them to, and those who have gone above and beyond.
Okay, great. So building on that, is there a time limit or a time requirement that I could set up that it takes this module on how many smart are you? It's like, let's say I want to make sure individuals get 1 hour of financial education. Are the modules set up that I could set it where you can't you have to sit there and participate for 1 hour before they could move on? Or could they complete this module in 20 minutes and this one to add up to get to an hour?
Well, right now we don't have a way to monitor the amount of time they spend in play, right? But typically the modules take anywhere between 40 to 80 minutes. And then remember also the time estimates are by round as well. So when you go to how many smart are you and you see that the screen that talks about all the different rounds, like I went over in one of our slides, it tells you it takes 20 minutes to go through deposit products and savings. So you'll know, the breakdown by round, and that may help you give guidance to the player to say, just complete the 4 rounds that account to 20 minutes each and to make your minimum or something to that effect. I hope that doesn't get too complicated, but we don't have a way right now to track the time in game. Just the fact that they've completed all the rounds as part of a game and that certificate has been issued.
Great. All right, one last question before we wrap up here, and we have a couple of minutes left to go through the last question that came in is, can the reality fairs be conducted virtually?
That's a great question. We've talked about making the reality guide. So the answer is no. Right now, it's not designed in its current format to be used virtually. It's designed to be in sort of in-person reality fair where there's tables set up that represent the different industries, banking, insurance, housing, things like that. But we are looking at ways to advance our curriculum and make it potentially making things more virtual. So that's a great idea. Now, that doesn't stop you from using the materials and structuring your own online program. It is possible to do it that way. It involves having a platform that can support volunteers along with all of your players and things like that. It's not as conducive to a reality fair, which is really in person, because you're walking them through how to make these decisions, and there's real-time decision making you need with one-on-one, answering students' questions one-on-one. So right now it's not ideal for a virtual environment. But thank you for that suggestion. We're definitely thinking about that.
Great. Excellent. Well, I would like to say thank you so much, Ken, for this wonderful information that you shared with us today. Thank you for your time. And thank you to FDIC for your work to really assure that there is inclusion for all when it comes to us for us all to learn about financial wellness and to become money smart. So thank you again for participating. As we get ready to close up, I just would like to go to the next slide and share with you another resource. Here are some additional resources that you can check out. Financial institutions can be a potential support for creating and delivering a financial education program within your American Job Center. We hope that you'll check out the Workforce System and Bank Partnerships How-To Guide and Resources. This online toolkit provides a blueprint to help your Workforce Development Board establish stronger partnerships with banks. These partnerships improve program participants' employment and economic outcomes and benefit your community. At the beginning, you mentioned, Rose Warner had mentioned the Secure Your Financial Future, a financial toolkit for people with disabilities. And here is the link. We hope that you will check out this tool as well. Next slide, please. We also hope you will check out the Lead Center website at http://leadcenter.org and sign up for information and notifications. Next slide, please. Please connect with us on social media. You can follow the Lead Center on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Again, I'd like to say thank you to Ken with FDIC for joining us today, sharing this information. Thank you to Rose Warner with the Office of Disability Employment and Policy for being with us, and to all of the entire Lead Center staff and team who helped put this webinar on today. So with that, we hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we hope that you enjoy all of these Money Smart materials and sharing them with the job seekers that you work with. Have a great day, everyone.